Well, you got a little taste of what's coming in the second half, right? How exciting is that? I'm so thrilled to have these guys here. You'll get to hear them after the intermission. Hi, my name is Michele Hecht. I am the Director of Music Ministry here at First Congregational Church. I'm so glad to have you here tonight. I'm going to cue the choir to stand and let them get into their places while I say the rest of my spiel here from both sides. We are so excited to share this program of American choral music with you that we are going to take on the road in just a couple weeks when we participate in an international choral festival in Limerick, Ireland. Woohoo! My first time there. I know. I know, people tell me.
At the University of Limerick?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll love it.
He says we'll love it.
Even though it's Limerick.
We have 22 of our singers, plus 12 guests, people from the congregation and family members traveling with us, including our senior minister, Seth Carey. He's going with us too. He's back there tonight. We're so excited to have him on the trip with us. And of course, we're delighted to have, as the second half of our concert tonight, several prominent Irish musicians from the Chicagoland area. There will be an intermission after our choir portion, and there are lots of treats that maybe you saw in the lobby on your way here. So we're going to ask you to head out to the lobby during our intermission while they get set up here. And as you saw, you may have seen, some of you saw, we also have a dancer with their group. So very exciting. Tonight's admission fee, if you will, is a free will offering in the plate at the back of the sanctuary and or through the QR code in your bulletin. That you probably need an account already set up with Tithely. So that's mostly for our in-house people. If I'm wrong about that and new people can sign up, I don't think it's right if you already have an account for Tithely. Yeah. So if you have an account, you know what I'm talking about. You can do it with the QR code. If you're not sure, drop a few bucks in the plate on the way out. That goes toward our fund that we use for choir scholarships when we take these trips to make sure that everybody who wants the chance to go has a chance to go. We use it to buy special instruments like a keyboard that we bought a couple years ago, and also to bring in special guest musicians like the ones you see tonight. So your offering goes toward the next time that we do something like this. So thank you for giving generously. And we're going to start our program, as I mentioned, of American music that we typically do here in our church. So a lot of it is sacred. Some of it is not. Some of it is more social justice oriented. But all of it is stuff that we do here at First Congregational Church. So enjoy.
Splendor,
but this is our first ever concert. We always perform in Sunday morning worship, at least in my time here, and I've been here over 24 years. This is the first time we've really put a concert program together and performed at night. So thank you for being here for our very first one. Thank you. As a church choir, we draw from sacred literature and some secular songs on themes of community and social justice. The song you just heard, Splendor, is the first movement of a multi-movement work by the American composer Elaine Hagenberg. It's for choir and orchestra. And we performed that entire work as our what we call cantata in March, again, during worship. And it speaks to bringing about the glory of God's light into our world. Our next song is called In Meeting We Are Blessed. It is about a meeting of cultures, and it was commissioned by an American choir when they hosted a choir from Kenya. So you will hear this mix of cultures. And we will follow that up with Heleluyan, and this is a fully harmonized version of a Native American song.
We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. Hold on, dear brother, dear sister, hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. You're not alone, you're not alone, and you never more will be. I will be with you, and I will carry you with me. Friendship endures, and surely we will prove it's not ourselves, but our bodies that move. We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. We are meant together, and in meeting we are blessed. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and in rest. Hold on, dear brother, dear sister, hold on.
our next set of 3 songs are tied together in a little bit of a story of struggle and resilience and liberation, particularly through the African American experience. We start with Keep Your Lamps, a Negro spiritual created by enslaved Africans who closely identified with the plight of the enslaved Hebrews of the Old Testament, speaking in code of the vigilance required for their escape to freedom. Next, we will sing Resilience, a new song from the Justice Choir songbook, drawn from personal hardship of the composer who was going through breast cancer, but also inspiring us all to find strength in the hard times. We will follow that with an a cappella version of a popular Black gospel song titled by its biblical reference, Revelation 19:1. And I say specifically an a cappella version because Black gospel music, as opposed to the slave songs were sung in the field, so they had no accompaniment. Those were a cappella. Of course, we have arrangements of them today that might have accompaniment by instruments, but in their original form, they're a cappella. Whereas gospel music, which came after, in a more liberated period, that came from the jazz idiom, a little bit of mix of styles there, and that is usually accompanied by a band, and that's always singing about the praise of God. But this particular version we're singing is a cappella because on our tour, they told us, we need you to do a mostly a cappella concert because some of the places we'll be traveling to, we're gonna be singing outside, or we might be singing at a nursing facility that may not have a piano. So a lot of the things we're doing tonight are a cappella, but of course we have Janet that we want to show off at the piano. So some of our stuff, yes.
Keep
because this is one that we do as congregational singing on Sunday mornings, I'm going to invite you to sing along. I know you don't have the words in your program for this one, but the words are resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make it new friend. Stand up again and say, yes, we can.
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience, oh, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. I wanna make it and I know we do it our best. It's hard to keep it going, but yes we can. Resilience, oh, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder. I wanna make it and I know we do it our best. It's hard to keep it going, but yes we can. Resilience. All praises be to the King of Kings and the Lord our God. He is wonderful. All praises be to the King of Kings and the Lord our God. He is wonderful. All praise, hallelujah, to salvation and glory, and the Lord our God. He is wonderful. All praise, hallelujah, to salvation and glory, and the Lord our God. He is wonderful.
Our next set of songs speaks to the isolation we often feel in our modern world of technology and social media. I wrote this next song, Bring Us Peace, in 2020, during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, when I felt especially frightened about the future and desperately missed the community that comes from making music together. We especially missed that, right? We all missed being together, but we couldn't make music because singing was dangerous. It was a rough time. We all know that. We will follow, the words to that are actually in your program as well. We will follow that with an antidote to that loneliness, the reassurance that you do not walk alone. Also written by Elaine Hagenberg in the style of a Celtic melody. Before we continue with our program, I want to take a moment to thank one of our choir members, Jill Fucray. Will you please come over here? You don't know why, but they do. Jill, for the last several months, has been serving as our volunteer trip coordinator, assisting me with numerous tasks of organizing the choir's first international trip. She has acted as liaison with the tour company and hours of phone calls and emails to get every last detail right, communicating with all the travelers, creating lists, managing financials, all of this, and keeping me sane. So I want to thank her, and just as we have done for others who have served in these roles on past trips, we took a collection from the people going on the trip and want to present you with gifts of our appreciation. So thank you, Jill. And now we're going to continue with our Irish theme to finish our portion of the concert. Michele Wrighte will treat us to a rendition of the beloved favorite, Danny Boy, and we will close with my version of an old Gaelic blessing that I originally wrote for my family to sing together.
Tell me that
you. Thank you. We're not accustomed to bowing either. We have to practice bowing. We don't bow in church. So thank you. Please come back. We'll have a short intermission where you can enjoy treats in the lobby and come back for this glorious Irish music and dancing. Thank you, everybody. I'm really excited to have you hear these amazing musicians. I have always loved Irish music. I think everyone does. It's just infectious, this joy. All folk music. I love all folk music, but there's a special joy, I think, in Irish music. And I've played flute throughout my life. And some of you in church know I get my flute out every now and then and play along with the hymns. But I thought, well, since we're going to Ireland, I'd really love to learn how to play some of this music. Because I would go to Quigley's pub in Naperville, where they have once a month these Irish sessions. And if you've ever been to one, you see all these musicians come to the pub and they're all playing together. They're not really facing out toward the audience. They're facing in toward each other, and they're making music together. It's like a big jam session, and they all know these tunes. I'm like, how do you know these tunes? And they're so intricate. So I thought, okay, I want to learn more about this. So I've been going to the Old Town School of Folk Music in the city, and I did some online lessons on a little tin whistle. And so I've been getting to know a little bit more how this, at least some of the dance music is put together. And so I'm just scraping the surface of the Irish music history and culture. But I'm just so thrilled to have them here. I said to Laura Hall, my friend here, who is a member of our church, do you know some Irish musicians in Chicago? She said, oh, yeah. So she put me in touch with Jim Dewan, who is at the Old Town School of Folk Music and has many, many other parts of, he's played with a lot of folks in Chicagoland. So he brought the rest of this band together, and they've all played with each other at some point in time. I'm going to let him introduce and talk about the songs. Do you want me to introduce everybody on the band? In your program, we've got Paddy Homan, we've got Jim Dewan, we've got Lexia Kennedy, right? And Jimmy Keene, and we've got a dancer, Tadgh Spillane. Yes, all right, so please welcome them.
Thanks, everybody, and thanks, Michelle, and thanks, Laura. So we're going to start off with a set of jigs, so what I want, applaud if you know what the difference is between a jig and a reel. Is this on? So jigs and reels are the dance music of Ireland, and they're defined by their time signatures. So jigs are in 6/8 time, which means that it's two groups of three, so it's decade to decade. So you can say Finnegan, 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 Finnegan. And I'm telling you all this because it will make much more sense to you once you hear the tunes. Otherwise, it's just going to sound like a whole bunch of notes strung together at random, starting with this note here and then ending all the way down there at the very end. But so we're going to play a bunch of tunes together, and the tunes go in groups of 8 measures, and there's 2 parts generally, and we call them the first part and the second part.
And then the deep part.
And the way they're always played is you play the first part twice and the second part twice, and then you repeat it, you play it. So we're going to play 3 times through each tune? Sure. Yeah. We'll find out. But so you can say Finnegan. So a jig, you can say Finnegan, 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 Finnegan to a jig, as opposed to reels, which go alligator, 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 which is not an Irish thing. I don't know why we say alligator.
You could do crocodile for jigs too. Crocodile.
Crocodile, crocodile. Right, if we want to keep it scary.
Rashes, sausages.
Okay.
So there's a boa constrictor.
Okay, before we get any more out of control, here's a set of jigs, and Michele said you guys are singing at the Cliffs of Moher, right? And so the first tune is actually called the Cliffs of Moher. And then we're going to go from that into 3 other tunes that I don't know what the names are. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah. But so they're in different keys often, so you'll hear us switch keys, and it's very common, as our friend Liz Carroll says, feel free to go woo when we switch keys. You guys kick it off. Here's the second part. Now the first part again. Thank you. So is that making sense now? Those the parts and everything?
Absolutely.
So those were called the Cliffs of Moher was the first one, and then the Ship in Full Sail was the second one. That was we threw that. That was a 3-part tune, and then the Behola, and then the Gentleman's Heart to the Ladies. And let's get Paddy to sing something, shall we? Go on, Paddy.
Oh. How's it going, everybody? What a beautiful church, first of all. I love going into churches here in Chicago and around. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I was downtown today. I was at a conference, and I was at a lovely conference meeting people. I knew I was coming out here later, so I had a bit of energy. I'm looking forward to getting out here to lashing the bow on and singing a few songs, but moreover playing with these great guys here, because we talk about Chicago, the city with big shoulders. Well, it's not only there for, as an immigrant here to America, that Chicago's been so good to us immigrants coming out here, and to be able to share our music and pay it back in many different ways. That's the greatest honor and thrill. So, okay. Just get the old blood flowing. Come single bell and bow, come to me, pay attention. Don't ever fall in love, is the devil's own invention. Once I fell in love with a lady so bewitching, Miss Henrietta Bell out of Captain Kelly's kitchen. Whippy tora lora la, whippy tora lora laddie, whippy tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. At the age of 17, I was apprenticed to a grocer, not far from Stephen's Green, where Miss Henry used to go, sir. Her manners were so fine, she set me hard at pitching. She invited me to a hoolie in the kitchen. Whippy tora lora la, whippy tora lora laddie, whippy tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. Next Sunday being the day that we went to have a flare-up, I dressed myself quite gay, and I frizzed and oiled me hair up. The captain had no wife, he had gone on fishing, so we kicked up a high life to a hoolie in the kitchen. With me tora lora la, with me tora lora laddie, with me tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. Yoo! Here we go. With me tora lora la, with me tora lora laddie, with me tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. When she went up to her room, I said to her, good lady. She came back down the stairs wearing nothing but her nightie, with her arm around my waist. She shyly hinted marriage, went to the door in haste, paying Captain Kelly's carriage. Whippy tora lora la, whippy tora lora laddie, whippy tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. When the captain came downstairs, do we see me situation? Despite of all me prayers, I was marched up to the station. They swore I robbed the house, despite of all me screeching, and I got 6 months hard for me courting in the kitchen. Whippy tora lora la, here we go. Whippy tora lora laddie, whippy tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. Yoo! Whippy tora lora la, whippy tora lora laddie, whippy tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie. Well, I swore she was invited, for assault they did indict me, for assault they did indict me, and I was sent for trial. She swore I robbed the house, despite of all me screeching, and I got 6 months hard for me courting in the kitchen. With me tora lora la, with me tora lora laddie, with me tora lora la, tora lora lora laddie, with me tora lora la, with me tora lora laddie, with me tora lora la, tora Paddy.
Paddy Homan. We're gonna play a set of reels, and we're gonna get Tadgh out to dance. And Lexi, you chose these. You tell them what they are.
So we're going to be playing 3 reels. The first one is called Alice's, the second one is Bear Island, and then the third one is Dan Cleary's favorite.
Remember, it's alligator, alligator, alligator.
Yes.
That was Tadgh Spillane there. How about that, huh? You gonna say something?
I was just about to say there, Tadgh was telling me before we started that he's actually looking for a woman with a dowry. If you know anyone. Sorry, Tadgh, yeah. Never tell a Corkman a secret like that, you know. That's yeah. Anyway, we're going to do a nice little song, and many great songwriters in Ireland, and this was written by Jimmy McCarthy, isn't it? And it's called The Bright Blue Rose. I skimmed across black water without once submerging on to the banks of an urban morning that hungers the first light much, much more than the mountains ever knew. And she, like a ghost beside me, goes down the ways of a dolphin and emerges unlearned, unshamed, unharmed. For she is that perfect creature, natural in every feature, and I am the geek with the alchemist stone. For all of you who must discover, for all who seek to understand, for having left the path of others, you'll find a very special hand. And it is a holy thing, and it is a precious time, and it is the only way. Forget me not among the snow, it's always been, and so it goes, to ponder his death and his life eternally. Discover, for all who seek to understand, for having left the path of others, you'll find a very special hand, and it is a holy thing, and it is a precious time, and it is the only way. Forget me not among the snow, it's always been, and so it goes, to ponder his death and his life eternally. One bright blue rose outlives all those 2,000 years, and still it goes, to ponder his death and his life eternally.
We're going to play a set of jigs now. The first one is Shawnamack Tube Station. The second one is Custies, and the last one is Moon Coin.
Sure, just set it there.
We're working on changing the water into wine here at the moment. You know, so.
We're gonna get Tadgh. What do you dance, Tadgh?
Java Journey Work.
Java. I can't even say it. So Irish dance is frequently about competition, and what sort of dance is this?
It's a traditional set.
It's a traditional set dance, and this is what they do. And so we're going to turn it over to Tadgh and to Jimmy. This is just the way they do it in competition.
All right, so I'm going to be playing a waltz, something slower, and this waltz is called If Ever You Were Mine. It was written by a man named Maurice Lennon, who has played with Stockton's Wing, a really famous, popular Irish band, and I got the chance to learn this tune from him, and it's really meaningful to me. And then we're going to go into a reel after that. I don't know the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah, you told me earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah, I forget this one all the time. Okay.
Is it G first and then? Yeah, G and then D. Okay.
Remember the first part, second one, 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Dancer. And our dancer is coming out too.
Hey, guess what time it is? It's special guest time.
Oh.
Hey, sorry, I forgot to turn this on. Hey, guess what time it is? It's...
They knew the answer. They knew it.
I don't know how many. It's special guest time. Give it up for Michele Hecht.
Sit down there.
Oh, should... Tell the nice people what you're going to play.
Well, I'm very excited to do this. I'm a little nervous too.
Don't worry. Your job is not dependent on this.
Okay.
I'm kidding, of course.
Right.
It totally is.
Totally is. He asked me what tunes I'm feeling good about, and I'm like, well, okay, I've learned a few in my classes. So the first one is, I'm drawing a blank, I told you that.
Coleman's Cross.
Coleman's Cross, and the second one is Burnt Old Man. I don't know the stories behind either one of these, but I love the tunes.
You just make them up.
And they're jigs.
There was a man named Coleman,
Okay.
and he was on the
Cross.
wrong side of the street.
Oh, is that right?
So he had to get across. And before we start, I just want to point out that you're not playing with music.
I'm not. I've been practicing.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, we're following you, baby.
You're following me?
Yeah. Well, and now we'll bring you back to the chopped liver portion of the program.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you sing something else, Paddy? Go on.
I think we'll do maybe a 16th century one there, is it? Yeah. It's got a very solemn kind of sound, really. We take it down a little bit, so it's or something like this. Molly dear, now did you hear the news that's going round? Down in the corner of my heart, love is what you found. And every time I look into your Irish eyes, so blue, they seem to whisper, darling boy, my love is all for you. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet Acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime is always ring time. Dear, now don't be slow. Take your name, go up with game, because sure wouldn't I do the same, my Irish Molly, oh. Molly dear, now did you hear I furnished up the flat? 2 little cozy rooms with bath and welcome on the mat. It's 5 times down into a week, will spin me out of debt. It's all complete except they haven't brought the cradle yet. Here we go. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, woo, my sweet Acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime is always a ring time. Come dear, now don't be slow. Take your name, go up again, because sure wouldn't I do the same, my Irish Molly, oh. Take it away. Molly dear, now did you hear what all the neighbors say about those 100 sovereigns that you had stole away? They say that's why I love you. But Molly, that's a shame, for if you had only 99, I'd love you just the same. Oh, Molly, my Irish Molly, my sweet Acushla dear, I'm fairly off my trolley, my Irish Molly, when you are near. Springtime is always ring time. Come dear, now don't be slow. Wouldn't I do the same, my Irish Molly, oh.
We haven't heard a bit from Jimmy Keane, and it's so unlike him to be so quiet.
That's very untypical.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's on.
Red means go.
Ready to go.
Well, thanks very much. My father was originally from Connemara in the west of Ireland. He was a native speaker. He moved to London for work. I was born there, unfortunately, through no fault of my own. Then we moved back to Ireland for a couple of years, and we immigrated out here when I was 5 in 1963. And my dad became a structural iron worker, and he earned the nickname the Horse Keane. And so these are 2 tunes that I wrote for him. One is called, he was born on Christmas Eve. So on the eve of Christmas, and then his namesake tune, Horse Keane's Hornpipe. So thanks very much.
So yeah, it's great to see people going back to Ireland there and hanging out around Clare. Is it Limerick as well? Is it Limerick around? Limerick, yeah. I was in choirs all my life. I'm from County Cork, actually. And yeah, I was listening to Lexi play that beautiful air of If Ever You Were Mine. It kind of brought me back to my last time when I was just back home, actually, and I got to spend, you know, a bit of time with my mother. I lost my mother not too long ago there, you know, and it's amazing when you hear a beautiful tune, it just takes you back to a time, and it's amazing the power of music, isn't it? It can just captivate you, no matter, it's that universal language, and I'm very blessed to, like us all, immigrants out here to America, to be part of this wonderful country. And my background is in social work, and I serve actually. When I first came out, I served with, I called them the Lutherans, you know. And I was in St. John's Chapel in Arlington Heights once, you know, many years ago. And I was dressed in my little purple tie and my little suit. And whatever way I was talking, anyway, this man said to me, he says, "Oh my God," he said, "I never realized there were so many Lutherans in Ireland." And of course, I didn't miss a beat, and I said, "Absolutely," and I said, "We're making a comeback," you know. But, you know, I had the great opportunity during my time there to work at St. Paul's House in Chicago, which was founded by UCC, St. Paul's Church, UCC, and that's why I say that here, because it's so fascinating to be present. I now serve at Plymouth Place in LaGrange Park, and Jim Dewan serves with us as well, where we have an amazing music program. We have an artist in residence, and I was so honored to hear the choir. We just had the Illinois Philharmonic Orchestra guy. He's actually living with us for a week, and we invite you all to LaGrange Park Amphitheatre on September 7th, where we'll have the City Lights Orchestra playing. And in fact, if ever you'd like to come to Plymouth Place and sing with our own choir, we have a beautiful choir, a chimes choir, everything else. But I look back and I think of, you know, how, you know, this is a country of immigrants, and I think of, you know, the whole pilgrim aspect of it. And I think of this particular song is called Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears. On the first day of January 1892, they opened Ellis Island and they let the people through. And the first to cross that threshold in that Isle of Hope and Tears was Annie Moore from Ireland, who was all but 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears, but it's not the isle I left behind. That Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of Hope is always on my mind. In her little bag she carried all her past and history, and hopes for the future in this land of liberty. And courage is the passport when your old world disappears. For there's no future in the past when you're only 15 years. Isle of Hope, Isle of Tears, Isle of Freedom, Isle of Fears, but it's not the isle I left behind. That Isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again. But the Isle of Home is always on your mind. Isle of hope, Isle of tears, Isle of freedom, Isle of fears, but it's not the isle I left behind. An isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again, but the Isle of home is always on your mind. When they closed down Ellis Island in 1943, 17 million people had come there for sanctuary. And in springtime when I went there and I looked out on its shore, I thought of how it must have been when you're only 15 years. Isle of hope, Isle of tears, Isle of freedom, Isle of fears, but it's not the isle I left behind. An isle of hunger, Isle of pain, Isle you'll never see again, but the Isle of home is always on your mind. Yes, the Isle of home is always on your mind.
That's nice. That's why we had you on this gig. So we're gonna play one more set of tunes here for you, and then to save you the trouble of clapping for an encore, I'm going to tell you what the encore is going to be. We're going to get the choir up to sing with us after this. So this is a set of tunes, a set of reels. Are they? Oh, right, hornpipes into reels. Right, hornpipes. So 2 hornpipes. Hornpipes are kind of like slower, bouncy reels, kind of, and then a couple reels. But thank you all for coming out and listening, and I mean, thank you for supporting your choir. That's really tremendous that you would do this. And people. So this is all the choir, like on both sides. So raise your hand, choir people, if you've been to Ireland before. So, a good number of you. So looks like 2/3 or so. Wow. So have a great trip, and we're gonna get Tadgh out to dance the hornpipe, and then he's gonna stop and go and have a cigarette in the parking lot, and then we'll bring him back out at the end of this for the reels. Tadgh Spillane.
Wow. Is that amazing or what? So this is the final number. The choir is going to come up and sing with you guys. We're so excited to be with you.
Yeah.
What an amazing night of music. Music would solve all the world's problems, right?
Yeah, that and bacon. We're going to sing. This is a sing-along. So if you've ever been, a great thing to do during the summer is go up to the Milwaukee Irish Festival. It happens usually, I think, the third weekend in August. Is that about right? And it's a great festival. It goes 4 days, Thursday through Sunday, and there's a ton of stages. And what always happens on the last night, on Sunday night, all the stages shut down a little bit early except for one. And then the very last thing that happens is all the bands are invited and all the performers are invited to come up on one stage and play some tunes and sing a few songs together. And they always end up with this song that we're going to sing, "The Wild Mountain Thyme." So it's really easy. You'll catch on really quickly. And before we go, I'm going to say thanks to the sound crew and thanks to Michele, thanks to Rick and Laura, thanks to all you people for coming out. And also, that's the incomparable Jimmy Keane on the piano accordion. And Lexia Kennedy, fantastic fiddle player. And of course, the great Paddy Homan. And my name is Jim Dewan. Thank you all for coming out.
You ready?
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower 'neath yon pure crystal fountain, and around it I will place all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Take it away. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, I would surely find heather to pluck white mountain thyme. All around the blooming heather will you go, lassie, go. One more time, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme. All around the blooming heather will you go, lassie, go. One more time, here we go. And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme. All around the blooming heather will you go, lassie? Oh, will you go, lassie? Go. Lovely.
Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good night.